and welcome to another video. Today I'm going to be making coffee cake. Here are my ingredients. Over there I have all my equipment, mixer, cups, measuring cups, all that stuff. Let's get started. Okay, so the recipe says first we're combining wet ingredients, oil, eggs, vanilla, I think it's vanilla and milk, right? This is the whisk. We're using this for wet ingredients because it has eggs and vanilla and stuff. Normally in recipes I also use the whisk attachment when I'm combining like eggs and sugars. All of our ingredients are liquid, so I don't think it's that necessary to break up the eggs first into liquid. These are pretty nice big eggs. So there's actually a lot of oil. Usually I don't see this much oil in recipes, but whatever it says.
You drinking the milk there?
No, get the vanilla. I love that set of teaspoons and stuff. It's really cool. They look so sleek. These are on my backup set, but I don't like them as much. They're not as stylish. Boom. Okay, everything looks pretty disgusting. It all leveled out. Oh, that seems pretty good. Let's see. Like, I think that's pretty good. It'll be fine. It's a little extra, but everybody likes a little extra sugar. This is the most boring part of baking. Is just oh wait, no, it's the second most boring part after just waiting for stuff to happen. After just waiting for it to bake, which is the absolute boringest thing. Boop. And always when you're measuring stuff that's grainy, like flour and sugar and baking powders and things, make sure when you're doing that to always pour it over the cup, pour it over the mixing bowl, so that if you accidentally drop some in, you don't have to clean it up, and you can just pour less in the actual measuring cup. So now we're combining the mixtures. So the way you do this is you do it little bit by little bit, so that you don't have clumps.
Remember to keep it mixing while you're pouring it in.
Okay, and then this attachment is done because we're making this into a thicker batter.
It means we use the paddle.
So we use the paddle. Yes.
Ceramic.
It's ceramic. Okay. Right. So I'm gonna do it like this and just so we see it starts to thicken up. Okay, I think that is just about nice. It's soft, it's great. Okay. Don't waste the butter, we just want it to be greased.
Well, it's sticky.
And it says lightly greased.
I don't think this is too light.
The rest of this butter is got to be melted. Don't tell anybody we're microwave softeners. Shh. The problem with having a lot of baking powder in your batter is that it gets thick, which is not always something you want to have happen.
Let's see it come out. Oh no, it's starting again.
It's very important not to make it boil. This is our microwave butter. We got half of our batter.
Ooh. We had to add the butter in with the batter stuff.
No, you don't.
What?
You pour it on top after.
You pour butter on top of...
You drizzle it on top.
Why do you need half?
Because what we're doing is we're gonna take half of this, then in this bowl we're gonna make like this brown sugary cinnamony stuff, and then put a part of that, drizzle it on this layer, then make another layer, then drizzle it on top of that layer. So that looks nice. We do not have nice brown sugar. We have not nice brown sugar.
We have chunky,
yucky.
Yucky. Oh, no, you even have to break it up by hand.
Yeah, okay. So this
This
just
one-
basically got rid of all the...
It's all the sugar.
So if you can't smell, whoever is watching this...
Ooh, smells very strong like cinnamon. Exactly like cinnamon. For everybody who's watching, it smells like cinnamon.
So it's been like 20 minutes. This was the hardest part of the recipe for us because my brown sugar is crap. Like, look at this stuff. This brown sugar.
It
super
hurt
hard.
my hand when I
Yes.
tried to.
It's super hard.
Yeah.
So I had to spend like 15 minutes grinding it up with my fingers. I had to first stab the brown sugar into submission to get it off of the chunk in the bag. Then I had to sift it out in a bowl. I had to sift out so that I could, and I accidentally just separated it from the cinnamon, but I put it back together later. I had to sift it with a sifter and then take all the pieces, all the big chunks of sugar and grind them up with my fingers. And it was just super annoying. But now we have this stuff, which is sugar, which is brown sugar and cinnamon. So now we can sprinkle it on.
How much for sprinkling?
We're
Just like pour the whole thing on, really.
We're gonna use about half of this stuff.
McSquid, you're just gonna have all of that for the middle part.
It's not all for the middle part.
Are you sure?
Half of it goes on top. You make one layer, you put on some of this stuff, you make the other layer, then you put on more of this stuff, and then you put butter on top of it all. Okay. So now we're just gonna take the rest of the batter and spread it out on top so that we can make our second layer. It's a lot of effort, but in the end it'll be worth it because it'll be like a really nice, it'll be a really nice layered coffee cake with a strip of stuff in the middle.
Like sugariness.
With a strip of cinnamon sugar in the middle. So
sprinkle that stuff.
now we're just gonna we can go like this. Actually no, I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna
just grab it with your hands, sprinkle it all over there.
Hopefully this will be good. Hopefully it's not too dry because I know when I see this stuff before, it's usually
I would like it dry and crumbly. That would be good.
Yeah, I don't know how these layers of sugar and cinnamon sugar stuff are gonna work out. Hopefully they'll be fine. Worst case scenario, they're dry and the cake around them is pretty moist.
And not crumbly.
Oh yeah, and I was talking to our friend who's really good at baking. She told me that you have to make sure not to overbake it. So and you can't underbake it either. Okay, this is actually a little.
Just put some on the sides there, I guess.
Yeah.
Because you haven't gone that side.
Okay. It was now recording. We put on the second. So I put on the second layer of the strudel, this like cinnamon sugary stuff, and then we put on melted butter. I smoothed it out, and it's basically gonna crisp up, and it's gonna look delicious. So I was worried about the strudel not being moist enough, but I think the one that's in the middle between layers will get moisture from the layers around, from the batter around it, and the one on the top will get moisture from the butter that it's touching. So I don't think that's gonna be much of a problem. I also want to just get all of this as even as possible so that it looks like pretty uniform. And I think this is just about ready. Now we're just gonna wait for the oven to preheat. Okay, so we're back. It's been even longer than it was to make the brown sugar thing for the layers. It's finally ready. I've cleaned up all the stuff, and the oven is ready. So we are going to take. Yes, it's hot. That's the whole point. So now we're putting it in. Okay. So now we're gonna turn on the oven light so we can watch it. It says it's gonna be on for 25 to 30 minutes. So we'll see you then. Bye.
Sounds good.
Okay. So, hello. It's been about 25 minutes. So we're gonna take out this. I just cake tested it. I put it back in because I wanted it to cook just a little bit more.
Oh, it smells amazing. Oh.
It smells amazing. I looked at the recipe again and I looked at the video, and you weren't. I wasn't supposed to cover it in butter, but I think it's okay. I think it'll taste just fine. Now we're gonna let it cool, and about 10 minutes we'll taste test it. So this is the last clip we're making. We've just been doing stuff, playing on the computer, watching YouTube, watching my channel because my channel's the best. It's finally time to cut the cake.
Don't cut me.
Okay. So I've had coffee cake before, obviously, but this is going to be the first time I've had coffee cake that I made.
Tastes like cornbread.
Okay.
But like
Not very
tasty
good.
cornbread. I like it. But it's tasty cornbread.
It definitely could be better. I mean, it's not bad, but it's not like really good coffee cake. It's just
Yeah. Well, that will be all, folks.
That's all for today. Thanks for watching.
And
Bye. Bye.